The cub was eating the sedation drone when Kira arrived. Not trying to eat it, actually consuming it. Metal fragments scattered across the quarantine chamber's white floor as the small creature, no bigger than a human toddler, tore through reinforced titanium with teeth that shouldn't exist on something that looked like a stuffed animal. Silver-white fur rippled as it savaged what was supposed to be indestructible technology. Kira stood in the doorway holding her medical kit, watching. The cub's oversized ears pinned flat against its skull, and every few seconds it paused to growl at empty air, a sound that made her teeth ache. "How long?" she asked. Thexrak, the reptilian security chief with bronze scales and 4 amber eyes arranged vertically on his massive 8-foot frame, gestured with one clawed hand at the monitors. 43 minutes, 5th drone. We stopped sending them after it started throwing pieces at the observation window. Throwing them with remarkable accuracy. His scales darkened. Hit Vess in the face through a 3-centimeter gap. Kira approached the transparent containment cube. The cub fixated on her immediately, lips peeling back to reveal impossible teeth dripping with lubricant. Its 6 eyes dilated simultaneously. She stopped moving. The cub's growl built to a shriek that made equipment whine. Behind her, Thexrak's scales rippled with threat display, his tail thudding against the floor. Kira sat down, right there on the cold floor, crossed her legs, and stopped looking at the cub. She placed her hands in her lap and focused on a spot 2 feet left of the containment. "Doctor!" Thexrak hissed, his secondary eyelids flickering. "Protocol requires—" "Shh." The security chief's scales flushed crimson, but he fell silent. The cub stopped growling, its ears twitched forward, then back, then forward again, like tiny radar dishes seeking a signal. Kira sat. She regulated her breathing, kept her posture relaxed, maintained focus on the fascinating floor panel. Minutes crawled. The cub circled inside containment, never looking away. Then it sat down. Thexrak's inhale sounded like a steam leak. In 14 rotations, nobody has gotten it to stop moving. The cub watched Kira, but its fur had settled. Not calm, but not actively homicidal. Progress. Vess, the station administrator, skittered in on her 6 legs, her purple chitinous exoskeleton clicking. Her compound eyes fragmented Kira into 1,000 reflections. "Doctor, we need to discuss—" "Oh!" She froze as the cub's head swiveled toward her. Growling resumed, escalating to that teeth-aching shriek. "Out," Kira said quietly. Vess's antennae quivered. "I am the administrator, and this creature has caused 18,000 credits in damage." The cub slammed against the containment wall. The material held, but vibrations shook the floor. "Out! Now!" Vess retreated, mandibles clicking about human arrogance. The door sealed with a hiss that made the cub flinch. Kira waited. The growling didn't stop immediately. The cub paced, agitated, occasionally glaring at the door, but eventually, slowly, it settled. "It's afraid," Kira said. "It destroyed 5 drones and bit moral," Thexrak rumbled. "That's aggression. Terrorized aggression. Watch its eyes when anyone moves. Top 4 contract, bottom 2 expand. That's not predator response. That's prey expecting attack." The cub had crept closer to containment's edge, opposite Kira. It stared with uncomfortable intensity, but she maintained peripheral awareness, never meeting its gaze. "Where did you find it?" Thexrak's tail twitched. "Trader vessel, cargo hold, cage barely large enough to turn around. No food, no water, waste everywhere. Traders claimed they didn't know it was there. And you believed them?" I arrested them for 17 violations. But the cub was already like this. Every medical attempt resulted in injury. Moral suggested euthanasia if we can't stabilize it. Kira's jaw tightened. Nobody's euthanizing anything. Open the containment. Absolutely not. It's making itself sick from stress. Look at the fur around its mouth. That's not lubricant. It's blood. Its own blood. It's grinding its teeth until they bleed. Thexrak's 4 eyes blinked in sequence. If it attacks you, the council will have my scales. It won't attack. It had opportunities to throw parts at my head. It hasn't. Open it. The security chief's scales rippled through a complicated pattern, but his clawed hand moved to the control panel. The containment wall dissolved. The cub froze, every muscle rigid, 6 eyes locked onto Kira like targeting lasers. Kira didn't move. Soft breathing, relaxed posture, fascinating floor panel. Seconds stretched. The cub's ears swiveled, tracking every sound. Thexrak stopped breathing entirely. The cub took one tiny step forward. Claws clicked on floor. Another step. Its head lowered. It reached the containment boundary, stopped, sniffed with a small black nose that twitched rapidly. Kira slowly extended one hand, palm up, resting on her knee, an offering of nothing. The cub stared at her hand, then her face, then her hand. It took 3 more steps and headbutted her knee so hard she nearly toppled. Behind her, Thexrak made a strangling sound. The cub pressed against Kira's leg, vibrating with something like purring, except it sounded like a malfunctioning reactor. It closed all 6 eyes and ground its head against her kneecap hard enough to bruise. Well, Kira said carefully. Trust established. What did you do? Thexrak whispered, his scales flushing through confused colors. Nothing. That's the point. Everyone else expected something. Expected it to behave, respond, accept handling. This cub learned expectations equal pain. She very gently rested her hand on its head. It didn't flinch. The vibrating intensified. So I gave it what it hasn't had. Nothing, no expectations, no demands, just presence. The cub made a sound that might have been contentment if contentment could shatter windows. It sprawled across her lap like a tiny catastrophe of sharp bits and soft edges. I need to call medical, Thexrak said faintly, and file 37 protocol violations. Later. First, get me the portable scanner and water, not too cold. The massive security chief scurried to obey like an intern. 20 minutes later, Kira was still on the floor. The cub sprawled belly up across her lap, 6 eyes half closed in bliss. She ran the scanner over its body with one hand while the other rested on its chest, feeling the rapid heartbeat slow. Vess's voice crackled over the intercom, making the cub's ears twitch. Doctor, you've been in there 48 minutes. We have protocols. Kira muted the speaker. The cub's purr reactor intensified, approving. I'm staying tonight, Kira said. Thexrak stepped forward. The chamber isn't rated for extended human habitation. Then bring me a sleeping mat and cushions. And food. Real food. For you or the creature? Both. Let's find out what it eats when not stress-chewing drones. 8 hours later, Kira was surrounded by shredded cushions, food containers, and one very full, very sleepy cub. It had loved synthetic meat, hated vegetables, had complicated fruit opinions, and demolished anything crunchy. It draped around her shoulders like the world's most dangerous scarf, small claws occasionally flexing against her jacket. Vess stood outside the chamber, her compound eyes reflecting Kira's exhausted face. The council wants a report. Tell them the subject isn't inherently aggressive, responds positively to non-threatening presence, and requires extended rehabilitation. How long? The cub's ears twitched, but didn't growl. Progress. As long as it takes, Kira said. You don't rush trust, can't schedule healing, can't timeline teaching someone the universe isn't entirely pain. Vess's mandibles clicked. The traders are demanding their property back. Tell them they're lucky I'm not pressing charges. It's not property, it's a person. One who couldn't speak in ways they bothered listening to. Vess was silent, absolutely still. Then she turned. At the doorway, she paused. You did good work today, Doctor. The cub made a small sound, somewhere between purr and sigh, and burrowed closer. 2 weeks later, Thexrak filed a report that the creature was rehabilitated and now helped with inspections by curling in spaces and refusing to move until someone brought snacks. You created a manipulative monster, Thexrak said, watching the cub lounge in the middle of supply inventory, forcing the worker to count around it. I prefer adaptive behavior, Kira replied. The cub yawned, showing impossible teeth, stretched to maximum floor coverage, and reactor purred until the worker sighed and produced a ration bar. See? Kira said. Progress.